Any concluding remarks from you, things that you would want to change in the system, you would like to see change in the system?
Let's start from here.
Start from there.
Start from there.
I think unless and until the system gets run, we cannot do it at our own level, because if the system is corrupted, how can you, like, till what level can you stop, you need to get your things done. So it's a system which should change, and then obviously each individual, both makes a change.
Corruption, basically, if I have to say Indians are born corrupted, I am not wrong. If it has to be a major general situation. And talking about my college level office, if I have to get my work done in my school or college office, it takes shit amount of time if I do not know somebody, if I do not take some recognition with me. If I'm just a normal student in my college, it will take like 10 days to do the same work as I take 1 hour. The time valuability that makes people corrupted, because the system is basically has grown the way since a lot of time. And then coming on, I will also say that corruption is bad, of course, but taking steps like what Anna Hazare is doing is definitely not the right thing when you are in a democracy, because democracy gives power to these 3 institutions chosen by the people. Putting up a body which is chosen or not chosen. If it's not chosen, then it's of course not democracy, because this Jan Lokpal people, if they're not chosen, then they're probably they're over the people, because there's a body over the 3 major institutions of the democracy. And if they're chosen by the people, then of course it opens another ground for corruption. But these people, how can you say these people will be totally uncorrupted and the system will work on, when these 3 bodies, legislative, executive and judiciary, have not been working because of the same reason, judiciary. And therefore corruption is a very major problem. All we can do is to instigate it at the school level, so that the people coming up do not do it. And in a democracy, in a system that India follows, if it does not changes, which will definitely not change in a long period of time, there is hardly the way we choose our leaders, the way the politicians comes out, without any qualification, a lot of them, the way MLAs are chosen on the basis of vote banks, on the basis of how much influence you do in your society, for very vague reasons, very stupid reasons most of the time. Corruption is one thing that only students, school people can, at a certain level stop it. But then again, there is no incentive for us to stop it. There is none, and therefore it's a circle, it's a vicious circle.
I think that we cannot take the responsibility of the whole nation. We just have to make sure that we should stand against corruption. We just have to make sure that we do not bribe anyone just because we will be getting something out of it. We should take the responsibility of ourselves, and we should set a trademark for the people coming, so that they can follow us.
Okay, talking on huge levels about corruption, about the Anna Hazare issue and about the Lokpal bill. I do not know very much about it, but of all that I have gathered, this Lokpal bill suggests one body to put a sword over the Prime Minister, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. So, I mean, how can you be sure of the fact that just one person, a body, just one body, keeps an account of all these things? What will look after that body that is, looking after these things? And how can you be sure that those people will not be corrupted? And, I mean, that's on a pretty huge basis.
You don't know the whole point. There will be a transparency, he said. He will be recording the videos of all the actions that will be taken against that corruption charge. So I think transparency should be there, so that we can see through what is happening inside. Yeah, transparency should be there. That's it. That's the main point, because let the public know, let the person who are choosing them.
Fine, but
transparency
just one
is there.
body,
Transparency can be ignored.
over everything.
Transparency is there. You are watching them take the actions against them. So what's the problem with
I would just like to say something. Still, India is facing corruption. So what's harm in trying out something?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I support it to the core, and whatever is happening right now, every rally, every march, every protest, लोगों की आंखें तो खुलेंगी at least, there is something, everybody is spurred up. I mean, I am one of those people who, just lays back and who gets to hear things at the end of the day. But right now, I too get to hear things, I too about things. I know what's happening around me in the world, and I'm driven up against certain things that I come across on a daily basis and I suffer from on a personal level. I am supporting it to the core, which is that every aspect has to be kept in view. कि एक body रख देने से उसको, what is the government suggesting to, you know, fragment it so that, I'm not sure if the government is
Like
suggesting
we're not generally, you know,
Right.
talking about the bill, but yeah, it has spread awareness. It has
Yes,
reached
exactly.
up to someone like you
And
who
that's a good
generally
thing.
isn't aware. So something is happening. What about you?
For me, I think corruption, fine, I say I'm not corrupted. To what extent I'm not corrupted? You know? Like, suppose I have a situation, all my friends get through a college through donations. Okay, and I have a better percentage than them, but still I'm not getting it. Will I donate? Will I not donate? Will I spoil my future? Will I donate and go, you know, for my career? What is it? Like, where to stop it? Where to start it? I think this kind of demarcations is very important, and corruption is something which cannot be abolished. It cannot be cut down from its root. It's impossible. It's a phenomenon which has started, and I think we can decrease it. We can, you know, promise that fine, I am not going to bribe anyone, or I'm not going to take any kind of bribes. But to what extent? I am not doing it, my friends are not doing it, my family is not doing it. What about the rest of the population? India has a huge population. Everyone said that they are not doing it. No. At one point of time, we will get corrupted. And this, talking about the Lokpal bill, how can anyone assure that they are not corrupted?
So according to you, there's a long way to go.
Yes,
There is a
along
very, very
some
long way.
protest, some march, by people shouting slogans, by reciting things. How does it help to know,
Till how
like,
much
you know,
extent they can go?
to make people realize, yes, there is corruption in India, do something about it. How? By, you know, jumping off the streets, by shouting slogans. But why don't they understand that, you know, sit down in your house, think about it, how are you going to stop this thing?
So better would be to self-introspect your actions and then go about
stop
it.
shouting on the street and stop disturbing people like this. You know, because of some issues like this, the traffic, people are like disturbed in all the things. I cannot reach college in time, my teachers cannot reach college in time. Why? Because there's a march on corruption going on.
But you would definitely
Yeah, I
not
am
second
definitely-
with her opinions, I am sure.
At least he is doing something. You are just
He is
asking.
doing something, but to what level is he doing it?
You can see the level and you can
Yes,
see the
yes,
crowd
yes.
and you
I
can
can,
see the
I
mob.
can see the crowd, but tell me, if there are 10,000 people, you can assure that 10,000 people do not do corruption.
Ajay, tell me something.
I
Is
would
it
Okay,
like to say
maybe they are like
I would
tired
just
of
like to say
like giving
something
corruption.
that we are aware of all this issue just because the people are there on the streets. Otherwise,
No.
like
One
I
wouldn't
believe
have
that
known.
most of us, not
Okay,
not
so
me,
it has
most
just
of us
been
get- awareness, and this is what he is doing is, for me, the best thing he's doing is for people to realize that awareness is very important, very important.
Okay, there can
and
be
people
one
are
more
just
thing.
getting aware because the people are there on the streets.
Okay, you
There can
have
be
been
one
a
more
part
thing.
of this exercise. You would now go and join the protest. I want to ask you, is it fashionable to be protesting today?
It's not fashionable. It's not
To
something
some
a
people it
statement. Well, I haven't said it.
Can you say that for all people who are protesting outside? Is it fashionable to be
Like,
protesting?
do you finding like someone is finding it fashionable? Someone is wasting his time,
Is it
money, and is standing
isn't
in
it
sun.
fashionable to...
As this month is for like the
majority of
elections,
them, of
like
course.
college elections and all. The next month, like September, 2nd September is for the college
Yeah.
elections and all. So they got a like topic to the students, na. उन लोग को बोलने जाके बोले कि अन्ना हजारे के बिहाफ में वो लोग बोले and they get the support from the students.
So Anna Hazare is not in anyone's team. He is not in Congress.
He
He
is
is not
not
in.
And you
in
can't change the
anyone's team. He
system.
has his own team.
You can't change the
That's the
system in a day or so.
He has his
Here,
own
it'll
team.
take lots of time.
We can at least start.
Anna Hazare has come forward, but it'll
there's
take
one
lots of
thing
time
just
for
I
us
want to add,
to
like,
think.
You can trust Kiran Bedi blindly. I can trust her blindly. So that's it.
And not you, not me. I'm
I got it.
talking in general. Like we can at
In
least
gen-
start it.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, going for a